TGROW model, enhanced coaching framework by Downey, building on Sir John Whitmore's GROW model. Downey formally published TGROW in 2003 as an expanded version of GROW, adding the crucial first step, topic, to help coaching conversations start with the right focus before jumping into goals. Have you ever tried to solve a problem before you were even clear on what the real issue was? You start discussing, you start brainstorming, you start setting goals, but halfway through the conversation, you realize something uncomfortable. You may be solving the wrong thing. This happens constantly in leadership. An employee says they are stressed. A manager starts discussing productivity. A team member says they feel stuck. The leader jumps into career advice. A colleague says they need help. Solutions begin before the true topic has even been understood. And when the starting point is unclear, the coaching conversation becomes scattered, ideas become rushed, goals become misdirected, actions become weak. This is exactly what executive coach Miles Downey recognized. He saw that even the famous GROW model sometimes moved people too quickly into goal setting before there was enough clarity around what truly needed attention. So he enhanced the framework. He added one simple but highly important first step, topic, and this became the TGROW model. Topic, goal, reality, options, will, a coaching structure that creates sharper focus, deeper understanding, and stronger commitment, because the quality of the solution often depends on the quality of the starting question. The core idea of the TGROW model. At the heart of TGROW is one powerful truth. People often rush to fix symptoms before they have defined the real issue. Someone says, I need to perform better, but better at what? Someone says, I feel overwhelmed. Overwhelmed by which part? Someone says, my team is not working. What exactly is failing? Without first identifying the true topic, goals can be set too early, and early goals built on vague understanding often lead to poor outcomes. To GROW slows the conversation down just enough to ensure the coaching starts in the right place. So, what is the impact? To GROW prevents people from chasing solutions to the wrong problem. Topic. The first stage is topic. This is the broad area the person wants to discuss. What is on your mind? What do you want to focus on today? What feels most important right now? This sounds simple, but it is powerful, because many people arrive with a flood of thoughts: stress, performance, conflict, self-doubt, time pressure, career uncertainty. Without defining the topic, the conversation can become messy and fragmented. Topic creates the frame. It helps narrow the field. It gives the conversation a center. For example, I want to focus on why I feel increasingly overwhelmed managing my team. Now the discussion has a clear doorway. So, what is the impact? Topic creates focus before solutions begin. Goal. Once the topic is clear, we move to goal. What would you like to achieve from this conversation? What would success look like? What needs to be different? This step turns the broad topic into a desired destination. For example, I want to feel more in control of my workload and delegation. Now there is a target. Without goal, the conversation remains reflective but directionless. So, what is the impact? Goal gives the conversation a purposeful destination. Reality. Now comes reality. What is happening now? What has been tried? What obstacles exist? What is the current truth of the situation? This stage matters because assumptions often hide inside frustration. Reality exposes facts. Maybe the person is not overwhelmed by workload, but by poor boundary setting. Maybe the issue is not lack of time, but lack of confidence to delegate. Reality brings honesty. So what is the impact? Reality stops people from building action on false assumptions. Options. Now we move into options. What could you do? What alternatives exist? What resources are available? what different approaches might help. This stage opens possibility. Instead of one trapped perspective, the person begins to see choices. For example, restructure meetings, delegate recurring tasks, set firmer deadlines, seek mentoring support, clarify expectations with staff. Options create movement in the mind before movement in behavior. So, what is the impact? Options: replace stuck thinking with possibility thinking. W. Will. Finally comes will. This is commitment. What will you actually do? When will you do it? How committed are you? What support do you need? Because insight without commitment changes nothing. People can have excellent conversations and still leave unchanged. Will converts ideas into ownership. For example, I will delegate 2 recurring reporting tasks this week and set a non-negotiable planning hour every Monday. Now coaching becomes action. So what is the impact? Will is the moment thinking becomes behavior. Why to grow matters in leadership. Leaders often rush, they hear a problem and immediately begin advising, but effective coaching requires disciplined exploration. To grow is especially powerful because it slows leaders down at the beginning. It forces them to ask, what are we really discussing here? That one extra step often changes the entire quality of the conversation. This is why TGROW is widely used in leadership coaching, manager one-to-ones, mentoring, staff development, HR conversations, executive coaching, because people grow faster when the conversation begins with clarity, not assumptions. Real workplace example. Imagine an employee says, "I'm struggling and I feel I'm falling behind." A rushed manager jumps straight into advice, but a TGROW leader asks, topic: what part of your work feels most difficult right now? Goal: what would you like to improve? Reality: what is currently happening that is making this hard? Options: what possible changes could help? Will: what specific action will you take this week? Now the employee leaves not just feeling heard, but feeling directed. Advantages and limitations of TGROW. Advantages: creates sharper focus, prevents premature goal setting, improves coaching clarity, encourages deeper understanding, builds ownership, supports stronger action planning. Limitations: requires patience at the beginning. Leaders may feel tempted to rush past. Topic: depends on strong listening, and questioning can feel structured if handled too mechanically. Still, its major strength is simple. It starts in the right place. Where TGROW is used today. The TGROW model is used across executive coaching, corporate mentoring, staff supervision, education coaching, performance support, development conversations. Anywhere a leader needs a structured but human coaching framework, TGROW remains highly effective. Key lesson: Miles Downey teaches us something many leaders overlook. A fast solution to an unclear issue is often a wasted solution. People do not always need immediate answers. Often they first need help identifying what really needs attention, because once the true topic becomes clear, the path forward becomes far easier to build. So ask yourself, when people bring you problems, do you rush to solve, or do you first help define what actually needs solving? Take a moment, pause and reflect. Grab a pen, pencil it down, write topic, goal, reality, options, will, then ask, which stage do I most often skip when helping others? I hope this brought value to you, and I'm wishing you abundant success. Take a moment, pause for thought. What would you like to learn and explore next?